Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. I have a couple of announcements to do um, as well in a bit. Um, so definitely stay tuned. I'll give everybody like a minute to come through. Um, but hey, hi, how is everybody doing? Hello. I am doing good. I have been doing some work on a book that I am writing for y'all. And I've also been a little bit more drained than usual when it comes to some of my sessions that I've had because I've been doing a lot of healing sessions. But for some reason, Virgo season has been leaving me a little bit drained, and that's why I didn't do the weekly healing circle this week. But we're doing the weekly community oracle poll today, and then we are going to be doing tomorrow. We start the weekly prayer circle. Which the patrons are going to be the ones voting on the prayer, like the topic of the prayer itself. And every week we'll do like something different. But I wanted to do the prayer circle because I feel like we need to start getting into like a routine when it comes to prayers. So the prayer circle is going to be tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing it at that time because that's like that's like a high peak energy time. So basically, I want to make sure that it's done at a time where the sun is at a really high point, the highest point of the day, and then we're able to tap into the solar energies because when you're doing prayers, you should be doing them. There's certain times of the day that are really good to do prayers in, and 12 o'clock happens to be one of them, as well as the morning time, but 12 o'clock also happens to be one of them. So that's why we're going to be working with that time zone. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a fun time, and it will be available for replay for those who are going to want to replay it later. So we'll be able to do that. For those who are watching me on TikTok right now, make sure you're following me on YouTube because I tend to go there live more often than TikTok. Just because we do more activities within the community there. So if you're following me on TikTok, just go follow me on YouTube so that way we can like go from there. Some questions. Hello. How is everybody? I have a question. Do you do the personal reading still? Yes, I do. Like personal readings, like one-on-one would be on my website. So it would be, you can find the link in the description bar. But this specific, what we're doing today, I like to do a weekly community oracle poll. So I'm basically pulling oracle cards. And it's mainly, it's supposed to be like low cost reading. So that way, you're not, because readings can be expensive and different sessions can be expensive. So that I wanted to have like something available to y'all where it wasn't like something super expensive, but that you guys still had access to it. So that's why we do the weekly community oracle polls. But yes, I'm still doing personal readings. You can book on my website. The shadow reading you did on me was great. Thank you so much. You were welcome, love. It was a lot of fun to do. I love doing shadow astrology readings. Are some of my favorites to do because they're different. They're way different, and it goes a little bit deeper into like our shadow energy and the things that we need to work on. Like it's not a love and light reading whatsoever. Like a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people a lot of the time they look at shadow, like no, they look at astrology and they try to just see the positive. Even with tarot, a lot of the time people just go into tarot and they're like, oh, this is just gonna be sunshine and rainbows and everything's gonna be like it's not that, y'all. That's not what it is. That's really not what it is. It's and this is how people get, their feelings hurt when they pull their own cards sometimes. It's not meant to be like super love and lighty and all that kind of stuff. That's not realistic. So it's really important that we kind of like remember that. And I wanted to focus on shadow astrology to talk about like get down to the nitty gritty. Like, hey, these are the things that you're going to have to work on in this lifetime. Like, I ain't playing with you. So that's why I did it as a astrology offering for my readings. Is it still $5 and up? Yeah, you guys can do like $5 super chat or whatnot. $5 and up super chat. And for those on TikTok, you can just, I don't know, send it to me on my Cash App. The Cash App would be the same as my tag. I am loving your comedic spirituality series so much. Thank you so much. I have been doing a lot of work for it. It was Offset, honestly, who pushed me into doing this series. I'm not going to lie. It was Offset who pushed me into doing the series because I had a pretty vivid dream last week. And you guys remember how I said in that video that it's like you have to pay attention to the way snakes come up in readings? It was that. I was like, okay. And then so I did a whole entire meditation. By the way, there will be an Offset meditation. I'm going to try to do a meditation for each one. I already have a segment meditation on the channel. So you guys can definitely do that. But there will be more because there's other ways that you can meditate with them. So we're going to be exploring a lot of things. The series is going to be really long. I'm just saying. Hey, boo, how are you? I hope you're doing good. I'm talking on TikTok. I'm literally live both on TikTok and on YouTube. Not Instagram today, but TikTok and YouTube. But yeah, there'll be more videos for the comedic spirituality series. I have quite a bit of series that I'm working on. I'm also working on a Taino spirituality series, but it's like I can't fully go too in depth with that series because it's a closed practice. So it's like there's only so much that I can share, but I'm going to also do that because I do feel like I still want people to be informed, especially if they want the information. And there's so many different creators who have made amazing content for Taino spirituality, and 1000% make sure that you check out Taino Library because Taino Library is the best resource. I'm always promoting Taino Library because Taino Library is the best. But definitely make sure that if you're looking for Taino spirituality content, check out Taino Library because Taino Library literally has the library. I see I'm well. I hope you're doing well too. I'm doing well. I'm literally after the live, I'm gonna cook. That's like the only thing. The only other thing that I have to do today is cook. And I have a couple of videos that I have to upload for YouTube. So stay tuned for that. But there's a lot. I've just been kind of working today. That's just kind of that's been the day. Abby working on things. But yeah, I have a book that I'm working on for y'all because Spirit wants me to write a book on ancestor work. So that's what I'm working on right now. And so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a fun experience. Okay, so let me show y'all your options for the day, okay, for which oracle cards you guys can pick from. So starting with Archangel. Okay, so wait, let me do the spiel again. So you can drop a super chat or send whatever to the Cash App, whatever. I always forget. You can drop the super chat and then just ask your question and pick which oracle deck you want me to use from, unless you want me to pick for you. So these are your options for this week. You have the Archangel Michael Oracle deck. You have the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck. You have the Isis Oracle deck. You have the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. The Nature Speak Oracle deck, which I love a lot. The Feathered Omens Oracle deck. And as always, y'all know I only bring this out for special occasions, but it's Virgo season and we're doing a lot of healing work. So the Okana Oracle deck, but only pick this deck if you're trying to do shadow work. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all, if you guys have come to the weekly healing, the weekly community oracle pulls before, y'all know that this deck will read you to the filth. It's not meant for the lighthearted. Okay, if you're not trying to do shadow work, do not pick this deck. This was created by an amazing, I believe she's Honduran, Black Afro-Latina. She's amazing, and she did the thing with this deck, y'all. She did the thing, but this deck is for shadow work. She specifically stated you shouldn't be using this all of the time. Okay, so yeah, it is an amazing deck. It's just so beautiful. Look at the chicka pow. Look at the chicka pow. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, so those are your options. So go ahead and start dropping your questions and stuff on the comments. If you're a Patreon member or a channel member, it is already included in your membership thing. So you could just drop your questions and we're gonna get started. That's pretty much it. That was the host spiel. What is the deck called? I'm assuming you're talking about this one, right? The Okana. This is called the Okana deck. It was made, you can find her Instagram. I believe she hasn't changed it. It's Akamara Tarot. And yeah, she's on Instagram, and her website is also like live, so you can order from there as well. But yeah, it's called the Okana Oracle, and she has other tarot cards and stuff that she has made herself. She designed herself. Like, she's a hard-working woman. Okay, that woman is a hard-working woman. But she makes amazing decks, and like this one is always one that I like to bring out for the weekly community oracle polls. And this is actually her logo too. But this is like she just designed so well. But like, y'all, it's the meaning. Okay, it's the book. At the end of the day, you will get read to the felt. Like, this woman has like a whole essay, like basically like telling you to get your shit together. So yeah, it's a lot. But yeah. Wait, hold on. I have like a ton of questions. Let me just look at YouTube for a second. I'm frying okra and listening to you. You better be blessing it too. Shoot. So I recently went through a very dramatic breakup, and I wanted to check in, help this transition. It was a very toxic relationship, but now I just want to break ties. Any advice? Welcomed any deck. Okay. I don't know why, but the Enchanted Map Oracle is calling me for this question, so that's where we're gonna use. And you guys know, if you've been on my channel for a long time, you know this is like the second version of the Okana deck. Like, the Enchanted Map Oracle, y'all. This deck is so good, yo. This deck is so good. She killed it. She killed this deck. Okay, let's talk about it. So, let's see. What's the CC need to know? Okay, that came out mad fast. Hold on. Okay. What does CC need to know? What is going on? Okay. So, we have, okay. The first one is Stormfields. Okay, that's the first one. The next one is Home. I'm laughing because this is giving me hella Virgo, like hella Virgo vibes. But you already know these are the only two decks that I read from the book from, because you need to know what they say. And then we're gonna dive into it a little bit more. So we're reading. Let's go. Stormfields. This too shall pass. An uncomfortable chaos is surrounding you. Things that you have left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent-up energy needs to be released. Just as a storm in nature must break from these events to occur, when the electricity between opposing forces stirs things up and creates temporary disorder. Not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees, enabling seeds to be widely distributed and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside you or between you or another will benefit you later. The sun will shine again and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little bit. First of all. And then when I saw this card, I already knew what it meant, but we're just going to break it down anyway, and then we're going to talk about it. Home, okay? You are comfortable in your own skin. You belong. Peace, security, and safety, belonging, all the features one would want from home are indicated now. The home card, hold on, represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. It is a time for opening your eyes to your tribe of like-minded people or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. Home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be, and you will reap the benefits by staying on this path regardless of where it leads. Home will always be with you, and it is where the heart is. First of all, so when it comes to the situation is a little bit complex, but it's one of those times where it kind of feels like it's very turbulent right now. There's definitely that turbulence kind of energy, especially here. And also this is a 9. And also, this is a 9. You see how you're getting 2 9s? Because we don't just pay attention to the cards, y'all. You pay attention to the numerology, too. You got to be on that shit, okay? Be on that shit. You're getting 2 9s, okay? 2 9s. 9 being the number of transformation, being the number that's associated with that process. That if you're looking at it in the ways of 3 as a multiplicity, because 3 is the number of road opening, it is the number of the new path, it is the number of you choosing a new direction. Having it come up in like triple 3s like this, where it's just kind of like emphasized as a 9, means that you this is something that is not necessarily, you know, something that you might have not chosen for yourself, but it's necessary for it to happen anyway. It's something that needs to happen for your greater good, like at the end of the day. And it's one of those things that, again, it's not necessarily going to feel the greatest. It's not going to feel the greatest, but right now you're getting called to literally focus on healing and rebuilding yourself in your home base. This is why I laughed, because Virgos and Virgo energy, they're literally homebodies. Like they rule the maintaining the routine, the daily routine. They rule that energy. And we're literally in Virgo season, and you're like getting called to fix the house that you're in. That includes your mental health. That includes your physical body. That includes your emotional energy. That includes how you have been taking care of your physical realm, your home. Like, when was the last time you did a cleansing? When was the last time you did a baño? When was the last time that you did an offering to spirit, or you asked to be protected so you can have a safe space to, rebuild yourself? When was the last time that you did that work? Because anytime we go through like a breakup of sorts, and we're kind of separating from somebody else's energy, and we're just kind of going into this new direction, it can feel like a part of us is like going this way, but then a part of us is also that way, and it can be very contradictory to our energy. But you're still your own anchor, okay? It just means that you were anchored in 2 places. But now your anchor is being removed, but your soul anchor, you yourself, are still there, and you have to maintain it. You have to upkeep it. It's kind of like when you planted a seed, and you know what, that plant stopped growing for you for whatever reason. It stopped bearing fruit, and now you have to pluck it out so you can make space for something new to come in. That doesn't mean that your whole entire garden has to be uprooted, because you are your own garden. That means that you're going through a process where something is being disconnected from you, and that experience can only be made as painful as you make it, because there are ways to make sure that you are highlighting and protecting your energy so you can be in a safe space during this time. And that's what you should be doing. You should be making yourself feel at home. You should be making sure that nothing, like a storm, can't just come through right now and just completely emotionally wreck you more than what you're going through. You need to make sure that your home space is very well grounded, very deep rooted, and that means that you need to get back on your practice, back on a routine that makes sense for you. It doesn't have to necessarily be the same routine you had before you went on this relationship, but more of the future. Like, what did you learn from this relationship? How have you upgraded yourself through this relationship? How have you bettered yourself? What is it that you personally need to add into your routine that this relationship showed you that you needed to add? All of these questions you need to sort out, and you need to make sure that you're comfortable. Right now, your comfortability should be your priority, and you should really sort out the turbulence. When you're sorting out the turbulence, because look at it. You see how the storm is going over a house, okay? And then you're getting the home card. You need to make sure that your home is in a good place to handle a storm like this. You need to make sure that you yourself, you can physically handle this transition. And right now, if you're in a lot of emotional pain or spiritual pain or mental pain, and you're just, draining a lot of that, you need to put yourself first there. You need to make sure you're okay. You need to make sure you feed yourself. You need to make sure you're eating, that you're drinking water, that you're hydrated, that you're moving, that you're still doing things for you. Your self-care game needs to be on point, because you need to take care of your home, which is you. You are your home. You are your home. And your home, like where you sleep, is also your home. There's many things that are your home, but you need to make sure that you are holding yourself on in like a very much like a you're going into this like butterfly kind of caterpillar stage where you're cocooning yourself away. You are cocooning yourself so you are protected during this transition so that you can move into that next space. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But that is the answer to your question, my love. And I'm sending you lots of love. I hope you feel better. Whew. Yeah, whenever whoever wants to do on TikTok, somebody asked me. My Cash App is the same as my username. So it's TigeraGitana. For those on TikTok that would like to book a reading with me for the live. So you can go ahead and do that. I think I can write on here. That's so weird. I wish I had like a little comment thing so I could just pin it on there. But yeah, for those who asked, you do tarot, sis? Yes, I do, boo. Yes, I do. My website, but for the lives, I only do the oracle readings. Okay, there's another question on here. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Lana, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Oh my God, the whole fam is in here today. Hi. Jose asked a question. There's this guy from work. His name is Lucas, and he's sending a very much mixed signals. I like him along, and I want to know if I should go for it. Which I meant a guy. And you choose the deck, please. Okay, I got you. Let's see what deck wants to answer that one. Which deck wants to answer that one? Which deck wants to ask that one? I think Archangel Michael wants to answer that one because he keeps looking at me. Okay, let's go. Archangel Michael for Jose. What should Jose do about Lucas? What should Jose do about Lucas? What should Jose do about Lucas? Oh, I'm getting attacked. Hold on. Okay. So the Zam. Okay. Wow. Okay, so the first one that came out was New Beginnings and a Fresh Start. Okay, and as always, we're gonna read the prayers because we read the prayers in here. Okay, y'all better be saying the prayers too because we all need this energy anyway. And the prayer goes: thank you for bringing new opportunities and offering support, and for helping me release and heal my past. Fill me with trust as I experience these life changes. Okay, then we have pay attention to your dreams. Okay. And the prayer goes, thank you for tucking me into bed tonight and helping me enjoy a wonderfully restful night's sleep. Archangel Michael, I invite you into my dreams as my teacher, guide, and healer. Please allow me to understand this, and then it says parentheses, describe the situation, on a spiritual level and give me guidance, okay? And then we have go forward fearlessly, okay? And the prayer goes, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hands, giving my confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. Okay. Already a lot of energies in here. And then we have shield yourself. Okay. And the prayer goes, Archangel Michael, I ask you to protect me and my loved ones in my vehicle and in my home with your powerful shield. Surround us in your purple light, which allows only pure love to penetrate. Please stay with me day and night and keep my loved ones safe. And then you can, parentheses, name the specific people or situations. Now, there's a couple things that you need to keep in mind about the situation. First of all, you are getting pushed into doing something about this situation, into action, into speaking your mind, but you're also being given very intuitive, clear messages, especially in your dreams. So this is kind of one of those things where you are going to have to take upon yourself to dissect your dreams and the messages that you're being sent, especially once you do this specific prayer specifically. Let me write right there. I hope y'all can see that. You should be doing this prayer before you decide to do the thing. Okay, so that way you have a clear message spiritually for what's going on. Now, I see this going two different ways. Okay. And the reason why I see this going two different ways is because I think that this is a bigger opportunity than what you think it is. And that's really what Spirit is trying to push you to. It's not necessarily that this is something that is a certainty, and that's not the way that it's coming out. But Spirit is more pushing you into having the strength to speak up for yourself and say what you need to say. That's kind of the lesson that you are actually going through here more than anything else, because you're getting new beginning and a fresh start. Pay attention to your dreams, right? And then go forward fearlessly. So regardless of what happens in the outcome of the situation, you should go forward fearlessly. You should not only take this as a kind of a growth opportunity, because if you're someone that is like a more of a shy person when it comes to expressing your feelings, this would have been that moment where, you know, if you said what you said and it was not reciprocated the way that you wanted it to, you know, the outcome that you might have wanted, then that you were still strong. You still did the thing. You don't have to regret anything later. You don't have to waste your time later. Take this from a Capricorn. I've always been the person that anytime I've ever liked anybody, okay, anybody in this life, I've always been the first person to initiate anything, with the exception of, well, technically, yeah, with Babe too, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But literally have initiated every single one. And even when it hasn't worked out or whatever, literally about 99% of the time, I always ended up in a relationship with that person. Just because I put myself in the position where I was like, oh, by the way, you know, I think you're awesome. Or like, I'm always just super bold about it. Like, I think you're a cool person. Or I love your eyes. Or, man, I wish that you were just more in my life somewhere. I'm that type of person that I don't care. I will be bold because I get exhausted doing the thing where you're at home thinking about it and you're just like, you know, it's like a telenovela in your mind and you're just like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, that's exhausting to me. Like, I'm the type of person that I like to know so that way I don't waste my time and I don't, you know, we're like on the same page. So for me, I have like a very bold approach to when it comes to these things. So that's like where I'm going to, I'm biased in that way where I'm going to push you into being strong, but it's like the cards are also pushing you to be strong as well. But they're also like, keep in mind that if this does, like, you should have it in your mind, like, hey, if you don't get the outcome that you wanted, you know, make sure you work that out with in your head too. Like, hey, if that person doesn't for some reason like you back in that capacity, then be at peace with it. Set that intention ahead of time. Shield yourself from, you know, that disappointment that could possibly be there in the long run if had you, you know, not prepared yourself for that disappointment. Like, and it's not about kind of, you know, oh, but you would be manifesting the negativity. No, because when it comes to people can be very different. Yes, you can manifest people into your lives, but you have to understand that consent is a huge thing, not only spiritually, but with each other collectively. We are collectively manifesting. And when it comes to manifesting another person, if they're not going to consent to that relationship or to that connection, it will be just blocked. It'll be blocked. Anything else, and it's assault. Okay, so you have to understand that when it comes to human beings, you have to allow other people to show you who they are. You can open up the path and open up the road and open up the communication and say, hey, you know, I am going to be bold here and I'm just going to tell you how I feel. Like, I think you're a dope person and I would love to hang out with you some more. However that looks like. Okay. When you do that, you are setting yourself up for a situation where you're going to either be led into different directions. This is why you're getting that new beginnings and a fresh start. Why? Because if the person doesn't reciprocate your feelings, okay, peace out. You already got your answer, right? And if they do reciprocate your feelings, then hey, this could go somewhere, right? So you're being led into choosing a direction, right? But you should be mindful of what that can lead to. You should be aware of the possibilities and you should set yourself up for those possibilities. When it comes to, for me, and you know, kind of dealing with that specifically, like, oh, what if somebody doesn't like me back and stuff like that? I just don't care. I'm just like, bro. I mean, if I like you, I like you. That's fine. Like, that's what it is. And I just try not to see it as a possessive thing, because I think that when humans start getting possessive about other people, that's when people get hurt. Because the second you feel like somebody belongs to you just because you like them, and then when they deny you, right, that's when you get hurt, because you thought that was yours, and or that it could be, or that like a part of it has to be, because there's emotions involved, right? And emotional energy can be very possessive. So it's important to understand consent. It's important to understand what energy you're giving to the situation, and it's important to make peace with your situation as well. It's important to do that, because if at the end of the day, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out, you're still gonna be okay. You're still gonna be kicking. You're still gonna okay. But the key thing is that whether or not you decide, okay, you do the thing, you say, you speak your mind, speak your feelings, and it goes to a no or goes to a yes, you would have still done this. You would have moved forward fearlessly, and then you would have been pushed into a new direction regardless. Because now you don't have to, if it doesn't work out, you don't have to be hung up on that person. Your mind can go to other things and other things that you need to do, right? And if it does, then boom, you're getting pushed into a new relationship or whatever it is. So it's about making peace with it. But there's an aspect of this that's very spiritual. And I want you to make sure that you are paying attention to your dreams, because I don't want you to spiritually be avoiding signs or not be paying attention to signs that you are being given directly. And I hope that makes sense. I hope that is clear. But that is your message, my love. Any comments, questions, and concerns, you can address to Archangel Michael, because that's who you need to be working with for this situation in particular. And is a list. There is a list of people. I'm going through a list of people, but for anybody on TikTok that would like to do wants me to pull some cards for them, you could just send, like, it's like what, $5 or up to my Cash App or whatnot. And for those who are Patreon members and channel members on YouTube, it is already included in your membership, so you can just go ahead and drop the questions. These are your cards that you can pick from. Just drop your question in the deck that you want me to use. So you have the Archangel Michael Oracle deck. We have the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck. Okay. We have the Isis Oracle deck. We have the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. We have the Nature Speak Oracle deck. Okay, the Feathered Omens Messenger of the Birds of the Spirit World Oracle deck, and then we have the Okana Oracle deck. Are these paid readings? Yes, they are. They're meant to be like low cost Oracle readings. I do like free readings on Mondays. They're like collective readings for the community. It's a weekly healing circle. That's what it's called. But that's on Mondays. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Wait, I'm going through the questions. Hold on, y'all. Oh, thank you. Let me see if you had a question. Oh, gotcha. I went through the same thing, and his cat's name was Chump. Oh, damn. What I've learned is that some romantic relationships, putting in the work for self-love and growth and change and work well, you can focus on the bigger picture and be able to trust and love. Oh, wait. It refreshed, y'all. Hold on. Yo, YouTube be bugging sometimes. Okay. Ooh, makes sense. Okay, I'm like reading through all the comments, the lighter comments on here. I was just diagnosed with, I don't want to know how to work with the spirit to heal, what rituals, etc. Whatever deck spirit leads you to, it's fine. I don't know why, but this is the deck that's coming up, so that's what we're gonna do. But we're gonna do the Okana deck for this one. So that's what Spirit said, so that's what we're doing. So, what does Black Coffee need to know? Two works spiritually. Hold on. Work spiritually. Ooh. Oh, damn. Damn. Okay. I just want you to know that the first card that came out was Ashe. I just want you to know that. And then the next two are not, listen. Okay, here we go. We're going to read from the book first, and then we're going to break it down, okay? As I stated before, the only two decks that I ever read from the book from is this one and this one. And, well, I guess the Isis Oracle, too, because the Isis Oracle, she wrote a whole essay for each card, so you kind of have to read the whole thing. Ashe, okay? And it says, the world was created by one. Okay. Woo. Shadow element. Not using one's true power and relying on others to make decisions for you. Ashe is a Yoruba concept, not easily translated to English, but is a base form. It means the divine power, energy and force present in all beings to produce the change that they seek. This card is present in the reading as a suggestion that you may be going through a period in which you don't believe in your personal power, and instead you rely on decisions of others, spirits, friends, etc., to make grand decisions for you and express how much you are capable of doing. It is important to make a mental note of why you may be feeling like you lack the divinity to create the opportunities or outcomes that you want for yourself without external input. Damn. Why do you not feel comfortable taking the initiative to create your world without looking for permission? And if it is of goodwill, utilizing your talents and makes you happy, why are you allowing others to live your life for you by planning your power? Y'all, okay. We're gonna look for the other one. The other one, by the way, was harmony. Woo! Spirit said, okay, harmony. Where there is life, there is always hope. Okay. Shadow element, a struggle with being hopeful and optimistic. This deck. Are you a glass half full or glass half empty kind of person? This card suggests that you are currently experiencing a time where your spirit is disharmonious with your surroundings. However, instead of focusing on what you can do to alter your reality, you have lost hope. Is there ever being a time where you are truly content, happy, and at peace? It suggests you may have given up, or you are longing for harmony and don't know what to do to grasp it. Y'all, this deck. Your ancestors recognize the dejection manifesting in your heart and are willing to, are telling you to work with the joys you experience, even if it's a small act as lighting a nice candle or watching one of your favorite films. Doing this gives you the opportunity to plant a seed of contentment, even if it's the size of a mustard seed, that you can water with other small acts so that it grows into a positive disposition that you can harvest in times where you feel like you're being tested emotionally. Yo, this whole deck is a mic drop. Like, just straight up mic drop. Like, just... Okay. And the last one, hold on, I gotta find. This one's definitely in the earth element. Hold on. No, that's water. Hold on. Where? Okay. Let's just look at the table of contents. Cause yep, earth element. 19. 20 is the last card. A trifle grows where nothing else will sprout. Shadow element. Even though you may have accomplished much in your life, you're journeying for more wealth, parentheses, not specific to money, parentheses, fuels your fire to your own detriment. Lord. Many people get the verse, money is the root of all evil completely wrong. It is not money that is the root of all evil, because the full quote is, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which means that the love of it, the greed, is the problem. This card is for the success junkies and the social validation hoarders. I'm sure you have seen the rise and grind and the millionaire mentality motivational quotes littered across the feed, informing you that unless you are a building of immeasurable wealth or social status, that somehow your life is wasted. But what does that mean to be obsessed with success? It goes beyond being comfortable. It means it is a means of validating your entire existence if you are in a constant state of acquiring new wealth, material trophies, and status. This card suggests that you are currently getting lost in the rat race of perceived success, even if it just means to prove that you can do it. If you came from a mere means and want to be somebody, your guides are asking you to establish why you feel this need to run the never-ending race, or establish your own definition of personal success outside of manufactured abundance, such as money, material goods, social media, applause, external praise, etc. Damn, y'all, this deck's wow. Okay, there's a lot of things that we're gonna cover. There's a lot of things that we're gonna cover right now. Okay, the first. This situation has caused not only one, I feel like there's a lot of self-judgment coming on, energetically speaking, on a personal level. And obviously this is going to happen when it comes to medical issues, and things that have to do with our health, whether it be spiritual, mental, physical. When it comes to those type of issues, you have to, there's an element of Virgo energy that we need to understand. Virgos rule health and healing and disease, but they also rule perfection. So when there is a contradiction, when there is imperfection found within our mental, spiritual, physical bodies, when imperfection is found, we move into healing, right? But then there is also this judgment that comes out within that. And right now you're going through this process where not only are you feeling very much not in harmony, but it's also affecting the way that you feel about yourself and your own power, your own abilities. It's not that people who are spiritual can't go through different types of issues or different types of, whether again spiritual, mental, physical, whatever it is. It's not that we can't go through them, is that what do we do with that circumstance? How do we address that? What do we do about it? How do you approach that situation? And right now there's almost kind of like this situation took a blow to your spirit, to your energy, to your ego, and you are trying to find ways to find your way back to your power. That's the way that it really feels like. There's like this kind of like, it's almost like you've been playing a game and you got knocked out, but you were so close to winning, and then you just feel like, you know, like you busted your knee and you're not going to be able to play the next season or something like that. Like you feel like, wow, like it almost, this is something that almost, how do I explain it? It's something that, like, especially with the plenty card, it's something that you feel like for some reason makes you imperfect. Like it took an element of the ideals of how you see yourself, and because the way that you see yourself, there is this kind of standard that you had set, because there's a aspect of it that has been humbling, because this experience definitely has been a humbling experience. It has caused you to come out of harmony, and it has caused you to now be in a state where you're not sitting in your power. This situation has taken quite a bit of your power, and now you have to find your way back into harmony. You have to find your way back into a place where you're at peace. That's really the key here, because when you are at peace, and that's the whole point of harmony, and you're going to be seeing that energy shifting, especially when we move into Libra season, because Libra season all about harmony. But you're going to be seeing that energy being asked of you, especially by spirit and your ancestors. Because when you think about it, there's so many things that our own ancestors have gone through physically, mentally, emotionally, all of the things, right? That this is not something that is new to them. It might be something that is new to you that you have to now incorporate into your life and manage. But they're seeing this as an opportunity for you to get back into balance, get back into your peace. You're the one who has the power to get yourself there. And it's about being consistent, okay? Because harmony takes consistency. You have to maintain your relationship with your harmony and your peace, and seeking that peace and recognizing when something is not bringing you peace and addressing it properly. And right now, right, you need to do a lot of self-building. There needs to be a lot of not only ego work that you need to heal in the way that you see yourself, and making sure that you are uplifted and loved, and you are practicing your self-love despite of what has happened. And you need to make sure that you are not making yourself feel less than because of this, making yourself feel like you're not going to be able to reach some heights, or there's this is going to be crippling to some extent, or this is something that you now it's just like every time you even think about it or have to deal with it, it's like a whole entire negative kind of the way you perceive it is just completely like it just is draining now. It takes your power, because it's almost like, oh, the fact that I even have to deal with this takes your ashe away. The fact that I even have to like have this be a thing, it almost like it takes you need to make sure that you address that because it's very intricate. Okay, it's a very intricate thing, and it's almost like this weird kind of puzzle piece that you have to make sure that you're putting together properly. Because at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you're grounded. You need to make sure that you're uplifted, because if you're going to be doing more healing work, you can't do that without empowering yourself first. And empowerment and maintaining your strength is part of healing, because when you are strong, you cannot be defeated, period. So it's about how is your routine going to be like now, so that you are empowered, so that you are loved, so that you are still practicing and upholding your power and your harmony. Okay, how are you doing that? And is this something about your perception about yourself that needs to be changed, that you need to change due to this situation coming in and creating a new reality for you as well? What is it about the capitalist system and the way that we live today that you yourself need to revisit and say, hey, maybe this is not for me? Like, maybe you're not supposed to be living through a capitalist system. Maybe you need to focus on plant medicine right now. Maybe you should be looking at different plant medicines. Maybe you should be looking at ways that you can reground, reconnect to the earth, and root yourself. Okay? Like, after a storm comes, the trees don't just all disappear. They still use the light and still continue to grow and still do their thing. And you have to do the same thing. You have to make sure you have a good foundation. And so right now, that balance is the key. That strength is the key. The self-love is the key. But also, you need to revisit how it is that you want to approach moving forward. Because what you've been doing in the past might not work for what you need to do in the future. And that is your reading, my love. I hope that you got all the messages that you needed. I'm trying to like read all of the comments right now. Let me see. Wait. And this book was very much worth it. And it's just super. Oh, we got another question. Hello. I have been having a lot of disturbing dreams. Is there a message that I need to be taking from them, because I can't decipher them? The Okana Tarot, please. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to. Said the Okana. It's getting personal requests now. Like, listen, this deck, I don't even read myself with this deck that often, y'all, because this deck will read you to the for those who want a reading on TikTok, just send it's like $5 and up to my Cash App, which is the same as my the TigeraGitana, on Cash App, and then just drop your question and which deck you want me to use. Your options are the Healing with Angels, the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Isis Oracle deck, the Nature Speaks Oracle deck, the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the Feathered Omens Oracle deck, and the Okana, this Oracle deck, which should only be used for shadow work. So don't ask for this one unless you're trying to do some shadow work, because this deck will bring you to the field. Okay. I'm allowed to send these like to know about their dreams. To know about their dreams. Okay. Damn. Okay, hold on. 1 second. Ooh. And there we go. And this fell. Hold on. There we go. All right. 1 second. So, yeah, I think it was just that one. So you're getting 2 cards. You're getting Flare. Okay. And you are getting Spirited. Okay. And also for those who want to book like a regular tarot reading with me, my website is either in my bio for TikTok or it's in the description box for YouTube. So that way you guys can, if you guys want to book a reading with me, you can do it there. What Shuma calls it? Flare. It should be in fire. Flare. Fire, flare. That should be in fire. 1 second. Nope. Hold on. There we go. Flare. In fire. Okay. When the lightning flashes, it touches sky and the earth. Shadow element. Experiencing emotional outbursts and perhaps even taking things out on others. An integral part of emotional maturity is being able to acknowledge what we feel and express ourselves in an appropriate way. Excusing ourselves to be alone or be with our most trusted friends to express ourselves in a safe way is vastly underused, which is why compartmentalizing, can't talk, y'all, stress, frustration, and anger seem to be nearly impossible in the moment. This card is acknowledging that you or someone you know may struggle with expressing intense emotion in a way that is fair to you or to them, but also fair to those around who are either happy to give the space that is required or who want to be there, confident. Flare as a tempered flare is suggesting that there may also be a struggle with taking said intense emotions out on people and failing to realize what others are not responsible for the way you feel in the same route. Trying to bring others down when you feel down is not only unfair to them, but it is unfair to the interpersonal relationships health in the long term. Okay. And then we have Spirited. Let me find that one though. 1 second. Oh, it was like three pages after. Spirited. You stand properly or you stand crooked. Shadow element, showing lack in humility. Okay. To be spirited can be a good thing. One half of it is that you stand properly, meaning that you are fully capable of manifesting the things that you desire because you believe in yourself. On the other side of the coin, when you stand crook, it suggests that you refuse to acknowledge the assistance you receive in life through the support of your ancestors on the other side, through the support you may have received in the physical. There's nothing wrong with being confident. Firstly, however, this card is a card of haughtiness, a lack of regard of outside influences that may have aided in your overall victory. It is a sign from your ancestors and guides or spirits to acknowledge that yes, while your successes are yours to enjoy, to never forget the support that you have in the guides and others around you. You may have interceded in some way you could not see. Show more gratitude and humility in your stride. Wow, there's a lot going on with this, like a lot, because this is definitely acknowledging parts of the ego and really our interpersonal relationships when it comes to other people. And right now, I really want you to focus in when you're deciphering your dreams, because this is so important. How are you personally? How are you personally? How do you relate to others? How do you see others? And how do other people come up in your dreams? That's another thing, because your dreams are part of your subconscious mind. So how are you personally addressing other people that come into your dreams? How do they come up in your dreams? How do they manifest in your dreams? What is their behavior? What colors are they wearing? What colors are that come up in the dreams? What symbolism come up? What animals come up in your dreams? You have to, when it comes to dream work and dissecting dream work and really looking deep down into dream work, because dreams are part of the subconscious mind, it is highlighting the things that we're not fully aware about, the things that are moving underneath the surface that are still they're still at play. They're still at play with our whole entire lives, right? But it's highlighting things that our own egos might not even know that we're doing in the first place. And right now, it's like you're doing a lot of ego work. There's almost like this taking things for granted energy that's coming up from this reading. That it's like you're not necessarily paying attention to the full picture. You're only seeing things from your own ego, from your own perspective, and not thinking about the kind of the length or the width of how much it's involved into guiding you, into helping you, into protecting you. Like, it's almost like if you're confused, if you're like a little bit lost, okay, it's because you need to make sure you separate yourself and not center yourself completely in these situations, especially when it comes to dreams, because sometimes you will dream about other people because other people have to come up in the dreams. Like, you will dream about other people because you needed to know something about that person, or because that person's thinking about you, or because, like, the subconscious mind is such a critical, like, it's a very nuanced realm. It is a very, very nuanced realm. And it's important to make sure that you're not dismissing your experiences with your consciousness, your experiences with your mind, your experiences with your dreams, and what they're showing you. When you are confused about a dream, write that shit down and start breaking it apart. Start breaking it apart. Like, if you're doing math, if you're breaking down a whole entire equation, break it down and think about how each of the things that you're writing down makes you feel. How did the colors make you feel? How did the dream make you feel overall? How did seeing that person in your dream make you feel? How did that ancestor make you feel in your dream? Did you feel a sense of like fear, or what emotions came up in those dreams? What, dissect it. Take your ego out. Don't decenter your ego and look for the message, because anytime that we're in this kind of state, okay, and I was not surprised to see that even as an animal that's coming up, because you're getting a bat and you're getting a tiger, okay? Tigers, cats are very proud people, proud animals, okay? They're very proud animals, but then the bat is very secretive. The bat is telling you, it's like it's more in the hidden. It moves in a different time and space. It moves at a different time to where we sleep. Like, bats are on a different kind of speed. There are certain things that are being activated to you through your sleep because you can't see it in the daytime. That's why. And it's not making sense to you because you haven't sat down and decentered, de-egoed yourself. Like, take your ego out of the way and focus on not seeing it through your point of view necessarily, but seeing it through a more collective point of view. And also, while you're doing this, do a call and response while you're trying to dissect this. Because you can say, if you're trying to figure out why your ancestors are saying, and you're writing this stuff down, like, okay, my dream looked like this. I was confused by these colors and this came up and blah, 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 blah. Your ancestors, what are you trying to tell me with this? When you ask that question, you are consenting to your ancestors to give you an answer. Therefore, you should be listening to whatever you hear next in your head, because the answer is not going to come from you. It's going to come from them. So you have to make sure that you're not centering yourself. Open yourself up. It's not, I say this all the time to everybody, but everything's not always about you. You got to make sure, especially when you're trying to do spiritual work, because dream work is spiritual work, you have to make sure you're not only seeing it for yourself. There's some dreams that you will have that are very chaotic, that might seem like a personal attack to you, that could have something to do with your neighbor, just because you live in proximity to them. It could have something to do with them or a family member, just because you're blood related. You have to make sure you're not just trying to see things as, oh, this has to be about me. This has to be about me. No. You need to dive in and dissect it more. You need to open yourself up to the perspective that it has a complexity, because you're only supposed to see parts of it. Okay? And so when you ask for that revelation, your ancestors are going to give it to you. So that is the answer to your question, my love. Somebody asked, do you take donations? Yeah, on my Cash App, if you want to ask a question or book a reading, y'all got, I'm gonna give y'all another like 15 minutes for those who want to ask their last like questions, because I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go like cook some food. But for those who want to get a reading, go ahead and just send my Cash App like $5. It's supposed to be low cost readings, and then you can pick from whichever deck you want to pick from. Healing with the Angels is one option. Archangel Michael, the Oracle, is one option. Nature Speak Oracle is one option. Isis Oracle is one option. The Enchanted Map is one option. Feathered Omens is one option. And the Okana Oracle is one option. But only pick this if you're trying to do shadow work, because this is not the deck for that. My Cash App is the same as my name, so TigeraGitana, with a little $sign in the front, basically. Okay, I think there was a question on TikTok, actually. Hold on. So Bree asked, is right now the right time to buy a house? Bree, do you have a specific deck that you want me to pick from, or do you want me to pick for you? Let me know in the comments, please. Let me know in the comments. While you answer, I'm going to read the comments over here. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Jose said you honestly never miss. You y'all, you know I'm just a vessel for spirit. I didn't read you. Spirit read the thing. Whatchamacalls it? Lilith has been coming up so strong for me recently. I'm learning a lot about my Lilith and Scorpio. Yeah, Lilith and Scorpio is a trip. But it's also a lot of fun. But it's a trip, but it's a lot of fun. But it's also a trip. It's a very interesting thing. You have to look at like the intensity of it too, because like it can be a little intense sometimes. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to read all of these things. Wait, I'm trying to. How you been? How do you enter the amount on Super Chat? Anybody? I have no idea, because like I don't remember ever doing it before, but somebody help Jaguar Bruja, because I have no idea. But I'm pretty sure it's and I'm on StreamYard. That's the other thing. I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see the YouTube page necessarily, but it should be a button somewhere. I don't know. Somebody's help Jaguar Bruja. Wait, I'm like trying to read all the things. Let me see. The shadow work deck will hurt my wait, but are you picking the Okana, or are you picking a different deck? This is like, I would consider the Enchanted Map a light. It's the light version of this one, if that helps. Let me know which one you want to do. But this one is only if you want to do shadow work. I'm just saying that deck is just, it's not to be played with. I'm just saying. I'm like reading all of these things. I just got. Okay, so we have so far 3 questions. So Lana has a question, Michaela, and Bree. I'm waiting for Bree to tell me which deck. Okana, or do you want a lighter one, or do you want me to go through I'm gonna go through your options. You got the Archangel Michael, you got the Healing with the Angels, you got the Nature Speak, you have the Isis Oracle, okay? You have the Feathered Omens, Okay. And then you have the enchanted map, and then you have the Okana. These are the options. Okay. I think I just got like 5 catch apps. Hold on. So I guess we're gonna be here till 8:30. 8:30 is the deadline, y'all. Did it disconnect? Okay, it's back. I think it's back. Is it back? Hold on. Can y'all see me on TikTok? Because this thing said it disconnected for a second and then it came back and then I was like, okay. Either Oracle works. Okay. So I'm gonna pick for you, boo. I'm gonna pick for you. So I'm gonna do Bree, and then I'm gonna do Lana's, and then I'm gonna come back here and do the next person, and then I'm gonna come back on YouTube and do the next person because we're doing on both. Drea, you can send like a super chat on, unless you're a Patreon member. If you're a Patreon member, it is if you're a Patreon member or a channel member, it is included in the membership because we do these weekly. So you can drop a question, but if you're not, then go ahead and there's a button for it. I don't know how to do it on YouTube. If anything, you could also send me a cash app on. It's the same name, TigeraGitana on the cash app. Okay, so I'm picking for Bree. Let me go back to the question. Is now the right time to buy a house? Let me see which deck is giving me. Is now the right time to buy a house? I'm feeling the enchanted map oracle for this question. So that's what we're going to use. Let's see. Bree. It's now the right time for Bree to buy a house. Ooh, come on. It's now the right time for Bree. Okay, hold on. We got two questions, and we're bringing out the book because once again, the only ones that I read the book for is this one, and then we dive into it is Okana and then chapter map because I want you guys to hear what it says. But you got 2 cards, boo. You got Magic Prayer and you got Dry Deserts. Okay, so we're gonna start with Magic Prayer. That is number 32. Just gotta find it somewhere in here. Wait. Oh, whoa! You got 32 and 31. Wow. Okay. So we're going to read Dry Desert next. Okay, Magic Prayer. Magic Prayer. Speak your prayers, listen for the answers, act in faith. Okay. When you see the Magic Prayer card, it is a reminder that your prayers will be answered. Spirit is always waiting to help you and to heal you. When you're in need, that said, the best prayer is, thy will be done through me, thy will be done through me, thy will and not mine be done. Conscious contact with your higher power is achieved through the ritual of prayer and meditation. Speak and listen to the divine force within the field of creation. Surrender your wishes and desires to spirit. You may not get what you want, but you will surely get what you need. Your destiny awaits you as long as you keep in conscious contact with your higher power. Be assured that you are on the right path, okay? And then we have Dry Deserts. Let me just flip the page. It's like the next page over. Dry Desert. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is a time to become resilient and adaptable. It's your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing. Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry or hot, lifeless desert? This card reminds you that there are times when you are meant to become resilient as you journey through harsher circumstances. You're being required to conserve your energy until after consistent effort, you reach the oasis you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They have adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment. It is a desert. Water essential for life can be found deep underground. Go deep within yourself now. Find your truth there. Let your spirit sustain you while you locate the real source. Whatever it is that you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you are in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. This is the most important place to find what's truly right for you. First of all, this is very, very, very clear on a couple of things. Because it is contingent on the fact, as far as your question, is now the right time to buy a house? first of all, you should be praying on it. That's number one. Not only should you be praying on it, but you shouldn't be compromising. That's number two. Like, Spirit is being very, very clear that you should not be compromising. But there is an energy of adapting that's coming up very hard in your reading. There's this energy of, hey, so what if you need to move? What if what you want, you keep praying for this house, but the house you're praying for is over there. It's not necessarily where you are right now. So are you willing to move to find that way? Are you willing to find be open to kind of moving in a new direction to also find yourself where you're supposed to be? You have to there's like this energy of, you're going to be praying for what it is that you want, right? And you should be consistently praying and setting intention for what it is that you want with Spirit. But then when Spirit is presenting you with the opening, okay, you have to sit on it. You have to meditate with it, and you have to make sure that it sits right with your spirit. You should be going through every point of that house and literally saying, okay, how do I feel here? How does my spirit feel here? How do my ancestors, how y'all doing? Do y'all feel good here? Like, what's going on? Is this a good place? Is this a good spot? Do I feel like this is where I want to root myself in? Because when you're buying a home, you are rooting your feet there. That's where you're going to wake up every day. So you need to make sure that you are able to, you're able to tap into that and tap into your comfortability and find peace with the answer that you get. But there's also this energy of adapting that's coming up. It's kind of like Spirit doesn't want you to compromise on something that you don't want, but Spirit also wants you to be open to also being put into a situation where you could have like your dream house, but it might not be in the same kind of, it might not be in the same block you live in now, right? It might be like in a little bit, like maybe in 45 minutes to an hour away in a nicer place, because that's what you've been praying for. You need to pay attention to your intentions and what it is that you want. Right now, I think you should, I feel like for the next month or so, stay in consistent prayer. Stay in consistent prayer and see how Spirit is pushing you into your home. Like, what direction, where are you being called to? What are you getting inspired by? Because once you start praying consistently, you're like, Spirit, this is what I want. This is what I want it to look like. This is what I want to wake up to. This is where I want the sun to hit me when I'm in the kitchen. This is the design, or whatever it is. When you start setting intention for that, you're praying, you're envisioning, okay? Spirit is listening, like, okay, we're looking for houses. You're not the only one on the internet scouting for houses. Spirit is doing that too. Okay, Spirit is literally doing that too. Your ancestors are doing that too. And it's to the point where it's like, okay, well, this seems to be like the perfect house that, you know, she keeps praying for this. They're doing this, they're praying for it. But it's a little far. Are they gonna be cool with this? Let me check. Let me check in. Are you gonna be cool with this? Are you gonna be cool? Are you gonna be cool with adapting to something that is literally perfect for you, but might be a little bit different than what you're used to? Okay, that's what Spirit is saying. There's this like need for you to go deep into prayer. It's not about, as far as to answer to your question, is now the right time to buy your house? Right now, as in, do you have options laying in front of you that you have to sign like right at the second? I don't think you should be doing that right now. I think you should go into prayer. I think you should set it clear intentions. Spirit, listen. Ancestors, listen. I need, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is what I want to wake up to. This is what, y'all, when I was setting intention for my apartment, I told Spirit a couple things. I want to have a tree outside my window. I want to have really big windows. I want to make sure that I have the sunlight coming in the room and hitting a certain spot. I set weird intentions, but those are the things that I'm going to wake up to every day, right? And I wanted that comfortability. I want to feel good with that, right? So that's what I set intention to. That's what I set intention to. I was like, listen, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is what my spirit is going to feel like. I'm going to feel great waking up and doing my thing, because I'm going to have these elements of nature coming through and being present with me at these times of the day. Okay? So it's important for you to do that. Romanticize that house, okay? This house is your lover. This house is a relationship, because you will be having a relationship with that house. You're going to be rooted in it, right? So it's not about, oh, is this the right time? Are you ready to get into a new relationship? Answer that first. Ask yourself that first, then answer it. If whatever the answer is, then do the prayer. Because if you feel like, you know what, maybe I'm not ready to do this, pray to be ready to do that, because it's something that you're going to want in the future, right? So pray to be ready. Pray for that strength. Pray to be in that place. And if you are ready, then start setting intentions. Start getting on that prayer. Start visualizing. Start romanticizing. Okay, you have to, like, y'all, there's a lot of spells that really be love spells in disguise, and this is one of them. When you are manifesting a new home, you are really doing a love spell for your place that you're going to be living in. You should romanticize it. And right now, Spirit is like, okay, but are you open to the possibility that it might not be exactly like, maybe it might be in a different state? You might need to move another state. You might need to revisit certain kind of, like, there's certain things that you want for yourself. Like, you need to sit down with yourself and really answer these questions so you can so you can literally be comfortable with the prayers that you're going to make after that. Because you're going to be saying these prayers, and then you're going to start seeing like, you're going to start seeing like, oh, all of a sudden a friend just told you, oh yeah, they just started building new houses in this place, and then all of a sudden now you're thinking about that place. You're going to be starting, Spirit's going to push you into those directions, but you have to be ready to accept that, you know, it might be different than what you, okay? In order for you to be where you need to be, you might have to go into a little bit of a little detour that you might have not thought that you were going to go in. And that's really what Spirit is saying. Get into prayer, be clear with yourself. Don't dismiss your potential, and be ready to adapt for what it is that you want. Be ready to adapt for what it is that you want. That's very, very clear. And that is your reading. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I am going to do, wait, who was next? Lana was next. And then I'm going to come back to TikTok, and I'm going to do, who did, it was somebody else sent the thing. Hold on, I'm like looking at the question. Hold on. Okay, I think my Tressa, is that how you say it? My Tressa, you said, I think it was you. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. Yep. It was Maya. Maya? I think it's Maya. Just can you put your, my finger got stuck. Can you put your question and which deck? Wait, did you ask the question already? Oh. Hold on, y'all. Okay. TikTok keeps being weird. Am I back? Can y'all see me? Let me know if you see me. My Stressa, can you tell me if you can see me? And then if you can see me, go ahead and pick the Oracle deck that you want. Drop your question and pick the Oracle deck that you want. Oh, sorry. Your options is the Archangel Michael Oracle deck. You got the Healing with the Angels Oracle deck. The Nature Speak Oracle deck. The Isis Oracle deck. The Enchanted Map Oracle deck. The Feathered Omens Oracle deck, and the Okana Oracle deck. But please only pick this card if you want to do shadow work, because that is the thing. But drop your question, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna do Lana, and then I'm gonna come back to you. So just drop your question. Okay. So Lana said, just got some new info on my BF. I'm trying to figure out what I should do. You pick. The Nature Speak Oracle deck is the deck that's coming to me, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. Let me see. Okay. Nature Speak Lana. Ooh. Okay, that came out really fast. That came out really, really, really fast. That Lana said, I want answers. Okay, so we got 3 cards. The first one, transition and initiation. Okay. The next one, new doorways. Okay. The next one is flowing and evolving. flowing and evolving. So there's definitely quite a bit of things that are going in right now. First of all, there's definitely a shift that is happening. So the new information that you would have found is definitely going to cause a shift. Something that you need to accept about the situation. Hold on, let me just wrap that. Something that you need to accept about the situation, because whether or not you like what you know, it's going to cause this. It's going to cause a transition and initiation, which means that something needs to be done about the information that you know. Something needs to be done about the situation, the circumstance. You have to make a decision right now. And this is a decision that's opening new doorways. So what does that look like? What does that look like? What does a new beginning look like? What is this information leading to that is causing and triggering something new to come in, or something, or a new direction to open up? What does those options look like? Have you meditated on the options? Like, if this information is triggering something new, what is it? What is it triggering? What did you already start piecing together that is already a solution? Okay, because you're already going to start putting things together. You have to understand, like, Virgo season, this season is so much about healing. Like, the second you know that something is off, like there's a wound, there's something needs, you're bleeding from somewhere, you have to go disinfect and get a band-aid, right? You have to go in and start doing something about it. So that's really what it's saying right now. How is this opening a new way, a new transition that now you must go into? What does this mean? How do you move into the next thing? How does this change everything? How does this change your circumstances? How does this change your reality? And how are you ready to adapt to those realities? How are you ready to initiate that door opening? How are you ready to do that? Okay, because right now, Spirit is very clear: flowing and evolving. Flowing and evolving. Y'all, when I say we are rivers, y'all, we are constantly flowing through the river. Sometimes, sometimes we get caught up in rocks and then we have to keep flowing. We're like the water. We flow through the rivers. We keep flowing through the rivers, and we keep moving through, cleansing our way through the rest of the elements. Okay. And so when you get certain information that pushes you into a transitionary period, which is what's happening right now, it pushes you into a kind of flow kind of thing. And again, that's very Virgo energy, because Virgos are mutable signs, right? Mutable season. That means we're flowing. We're ebbing and flowing. We're moving from one energy to another. We're finding our way through and kind of like pushing back and moving through and going around. And we hit a rock. We got to go around that rock. It's ebbing and flowing and finding a new flow through those little like kind of shifts that start happening. So you have to ask yourself, how can you better be flowing right now, especially through the situation? How can the situation itself, how can you be in a better place emotionally? How can you be flowing emotionally better? What is it that you need to heal about the situation? What it is that you personally, what are your options? What do you need to do? What is it that you need to initiate? Okay. What is it that you need to do right now? What are your options? How can you personally be okay with the situation? How can you be at peace with the situation? How can you reconnect back to harmony? How do you do that? How do you get there? Okay. Because right now there is this kind of like new day, new energy kind of like rising in. And so these two things go hand in hand, that new doorway and then flowing and evolving. How are you evolving? Like, did you think that this situation was going to stay exactly the same forever? And now that you know that it hasn't, and it's not going to, or that there is a shift into not doing that exactly, what are you going to do about it? What is the plan? What's the game plan? What are we doing? This is kind of like when you're watching a game, you're watching a football game, and something about the way that the other team played caught you off guard, and now you have to improvise. Like the whole playbook, now you're just like, wait, I had all these plans in the playbook, and now damn, I might have to come up with something else if I'm going to win this game. I might have to improvise. I might have to think about something. I might have to address this in a different way. And that's really the way that this is the way that it's coming up. This is like an opportunity for you not to only get back into your flow, but to also evolve. So it's not meant to be like it's not necessarily meant to be like an easy thing to go through, but this is still a new opportunity. And a lot of the time people don't understand, like people think that new opportunities are meant to look like sunshine and rainbows, and that is not the case. There's some new opportunities that get put in our way with a lot of pain or with a lot of complications or drama or like weird, like it almost has to irritate us for us to do something about it. Because if we're feeling good, then we might not initiate that change. If the thing feels good, if everything feels okay, then might not want to initiate that change, right? So that's what is hitting. That's literally what is hitting. That's literally what like coming up within the awareness. It's like, okay, how are you reacting? What do you want to do about this? What is going to make you feel better about the situation? What is going to make you feel at peace about the situation? That is the answer at the end of the day. You need to figure out what it is that you need that is going to bring you harmony, bring you peace, that's going to get you back to that ebbing and flowing where you're not feeling chaos. Okay? But you also need to understand that this is something that is a shift. It's something that is a shift, and it's something that you have to do something about. You cannot ignore, and you cannot just kind of like brush away. It needs initiation. It needs you to act on it as well. So how do you get back into your flow at this time? And how do you get back in balance? How do you get back into a place where you are like the waters, or you're just flowing back in and out, like there's not a disruption? How do you remove or address the disruption right now? That is the answer to your question, and I hope you got all the messages that you needed. Okay, I am going to do Maya. Did you have a specific question, my love, that you wanted to ask, or you just want me to do a general I can't talk, general reading? Let me know. If not, I will be picking your deck, and then we could go from there. But let me know if you just want a general reading. And then, Michaela, I'm going to do yours after Maya, and then we move from there. We will move from there. Luna, she wanted to say hi to y'all. Okay. She's in heat right now, so she is just doing the mostesses. Okay, Luna, over there. Okay. She fell asleep, and then she just woke up, and thank goodness she hasn't been meowing like crazy. But y'all, she's been singing me an opera all day. Does Jerron have feelings for me more than friends? Got you. Okay. We're going to go with Archangel Michael for this because it so seems that Archangel Michael wants to answer this question. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay. That is what we're going to do. Okay. Maya, does Jerron have feelings for Maya? Archangel Michael, spill the tea. Spill the spiritual tea. Okay, wow. That's cute. 1 second. Hold on. Okay, so this is gonna be cute. The first card is Eternal Love. That's so cute. Oh my god. And the prayer goes, help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving and expressing and giving love. Eternal love. Oh my god. And then have confidence. Have confidence. And the prayer goes, Archangel Michael, please lend me your courage and fortitude. Help me to realize that I am one with all that is divine, wisdom, strength, love, creativity, abundance, and health. Allow me to feel confident and peaceful about myself in all ways. Archangel Michael's being very clear with this. First and foremost, the person that you are inquiring about, there's this unconditional love about it. There's this very much this, I don't like to say this often because I don't like to be, saying these words often, but it's giving me past life. It's giving me soulmate-ish vibes. Okay. Now I don't have your records open, so I can't confirm that, but I'm just saying, like, the way that it came out, it's very much like this love, the connection itself has been there before. And that's the way it's coming up. And trust and believe, I don't tell this to everybody because not everybody goes through like that type of connection with people, and it's something that people have washed out spiritually in the spiritual community. Everybody's like, this is my soulmate, this is my kindred spirit. So I don't say this often, so trust me when I say I don't say this often, but this is giving me a very much like you've had not only this lifetime in connection emotionally with them, but past lifetimes as well. And it is something that has been coming back for quite a long time. They have been your partner for quite a bit of lifetimes. It hasn't always worked out in like a positive way, but there's been many lifetimes that you guys have had very beautiful relationships with. So there is this kind of never ending love connection, kind of like coming through, like very, very like if you needed that relationship, that to feel that love, you would end up manifesting that person in, because they're also one of the ones that can give you what you need. And this happens a lot when we go through a lot of turbulent experiences, when we're still trying to like build ourselves. We end up calling in and manifesting people like that, especially from our past lives. Past life relationships are some of the easiest ones to manifest. And the reason why we do that is because we already feel comfortable with them. We already have a whole entire relationship with with these people. It just happened to be in a past life. So when we meet them, we recognize that connection, and it feels so powerful. That's why it has like this eternal like quality to it. It feels so powerful. It feels so like so it's like deep. It's like this depth to it. Like it almost transcends time, because it does. It transcends time. So there's just like this beautiful like never ending kind of love energy about this. But you definitely have some past life. I'm getting past life vibes from this. I'm getting a lot of past life vibes from this. But Spirit is saying have confidence. And the thing about the situation is if you have been like questioning or even feeling like like something is lacking or something is like missing, or even you don't feel confident about the way they feel about you, the Spirit is like, no, have confidence. You know how you feel. You know how this person makes you feel. You know how this person what this person brings to your life, and you also know what you bring to their life. It's like it's not just a one-way streak. It's a duality. It's a mirroring that happens. And so Archangel Michael is being very clear. It's like, know who you are, like what you bring to the table, and know what others are bringing to the table as well. It's not, especially past life relationships, highlight ourselves mirroring ourselves with other people, but also it's not always about us too. It can be also about them. So there is this kind of like, Luna, you don't go over there. She just wants attention right now. So there's this kind of highlight on recognizing your part and how you feel and how you have been emotionally, like how you have grown through this relationship and through this kind of connection, how you have grown, but also how they have grown. What have you brought to them? How have you helped them? How have you've been able to meet each other in this lifetime and continue to keep that connection like beautiful and alive and like thriving and having this kind of like deep, never ending kind of passion with, like how have you done that? It's like there's this big energy on confidence and knowing where you stand, like being certain of like, like we just go way back. We go way back. I know we go way back, and we're always gonna go way back. That's just really what it is. Like you have this very deep connection, loving connection, and you will always find your way back to this relationship and other lifetimes as well when you need to, especially when you need to feel that very much infinite unconditional like love energy. That's when that comes in as well. So yeah, that's your reading, my love. I hope that you got the messages that you needed, but it's very beautiful. It was very beautiful though. Archangel Michael was like spilling the tea today. Okay, so I'm gonna do Michaela, and then I'm going to do, I think there was somebody else. Hold on, I have to like look through the thing. Gabriella. I I don't know whose username is Gabriella, but Gabriella, if you could please ask your question on the chat and pick which deck you want me to pick from. Um, your choices are the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, the Healing with Angels Oracle deck, the Nature Speak Oracle deck, the Isis Oracle deck, the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. It's a lot of options. The Feathered Omens Oracle deck, and the Okana Oracle deck. But please only pick this deck if you are trying to do shadow work. Okay. So Michaela, make sure you put it in the comments so I can get to you. I'm gonna do Michaela. Did I just say? Wait, no. Gabriella. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Gabriella Lasoya. Make sure you put your, unless that's on YouTube. Was that on YouTube, y'all? No. Somebody tell me where Gabriella is. Is Gabriella on YouTube or on TikTok? Wherever Gabriella is, let me know and just put your question in the comments so I can get to you. But I'm gonna that's gonna be the last two questions I do for the day. So I have Michaela, Drea, and Jaguar. So no, my bad. There's 4 questions left, and then boom. Okay, I got Gabriella. So I'm gonna do you right after Michaela. So there's a list. So for the rest of the night, I'm not gonna take any more questions because we've been here for almost 2 hours, y'all. Oh my god. Okay, Michaela, General, you picked the deck. Okay, Michaela. What does Michaela need to know right now? Okay, the Feathered Omens deck is calling me, so that's what we're gonna use. That's what we're going to use. Okay. Michaela Hawkins. What does Michaela Hawkins need to know right now? What does Michaela Hawkins need to know right now? Ooh. Okay. No, Michaela, you always get like 5 cards. You always making me laugh because you always get like 5 cards. Like, I want the most. So the first one is Bold and Resourceful. Okay, Bold and Resourceful. Then you have Attend to Your Own Needs. Okay, attend to your own needs. Express yourself colorfully. Colorfully. I can't talk right now. And pursue what you need. Okay, first of all, that's a lot in there. First of all, right now, be bold and resourceful. There is this energy of you taking advantage of your resources. And that includes spiritually, physically, with your networks, with like your friends or whatnot. Like, this is not the time to fully keep all of your ideas or intentions in your head, because there is a point, I know that a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't, tell your friends or other people what you're doing and all this kind of stuff because, they might interrupt with your manifesting and stuff like that. But there are some things that require you to speak, certain things that require you to network. There's certain spells that require you to act on what it is that you need to do, right? Like if you're trying to manifest a new job opportunity, you can't just stay home and not apply for anything. You need to reach out. You need to still like say, oh no, I'm looking for a job right now. Oh no, oh, you know what? You're looking for a job? Oh, my friend has a business. Maybe you should hit him up. This is like one of those networking times that you need to be bold and be resourceful, especially if it's something that you personally think you wouldn't get, or you wouldn't like you feel almost like ashamed of asking for that assistance from. Like, for example, like let's say you have a boss above you, but they have a certain kind of personality, or they're very, they just have a certain way. You might not feel like fully comfortable like just asking them for stuff because they're very particular with their personality. This is a time where if you know that they're the ones who know what they're doing, you have to be bold and resourceful. You have to kind of use what you have, the resources that you are given, to open the way for the things that need to come in, because you definitely have been setting intention for quite a lot of things. And it's like, even with like pursue what you need, there's just kind of like this emphasis of, no, you need to see how you're getting hunting. Okay, hunting. There's like this energy of like, You need to create action. You need to actually make a move. You need to do something. You need to be the one. You can't wait for other people to initiate things for you. Like, this is a time to be bold, state it clearly, say it like, oh, you want a promotion? Tell, oh, you know what? No, I'm working towards a promotion right now. Just telling that to your boss and letting them be aware that you want a promotion is planting a seed in their mind. Because then when they're having their meetings, oh, you know what? Michaela wanted a promotion. I think that's what they want to work on. Maybe we should focus on training, Michaela. Maybe we should focus on that. You have to be resourceful. You have to go for what you want. This is giving me hella Capricorn energy. And as a Capricorn, I feel this very heavily because I've had to do this in the past. Any job I've ever had where I wanted to be promoted in, I've always went out of my way the second I got hired. This is exactly what I want to do. Boom. I already go into the people that know how to do the work that I want to learn how to do. I already go network, learn how to do it from them, be friends, do all the kind of things so I can actually have that knowledge. So when the time comes, I can be qualified for what it is that I want to do. You have to like make sure that, and you see how there's like attend to your needs. What is it that you need? What is it that you need right now? How is it that you need to express yourself? Because there's like this energy of expressing yourself colorfully, like being bold, being open, being like, very unapologetically honest, like just straight up letting them know, hey, this is what I want, this is what I need right now. This is what I want to see. There's a change that I want to see. How can you help me? How are we going to work together to get to the next part? Like, there is this very directness. Like, I feel you being very bold and needing to be very like direct, straight to the point, direct. You said what you said. Like, this is giving me you said what you said energy. Like, very, very heavily you said what you said energy, and kind of just like being very bold. And the fact that it's like express yourself colorfully, this is one of those times that you might want to do and focus on color magic and working with colors. Okay, so like, even like, you see how it has like the reds, the yellows, the blues in here, like wearing those colors right now, whether it be like, I don't know, you want to do your makeup, or you want to like wear a red suit or something bold or something like that, where you're standing out, especially because you are calling in, right? You are attending to your needs. You're being bold. Being bold does not just mean you verbally being bold. Okay, it means you physically being bold too. This is when you start focusing on glamour magic. This is when you start using those tools to actually elevate your elevate what it is that you personally want to do. Hold on, because Luna is trying to Luna just went into my ancestral altar and started drinking the water. Why are you doing that when you know you can't do that? She's trying to figure out where it came from. I just threw a little a toy at her. Anyway, sorry. What was I saying? Color magic. Color magic is a really important thing that you should be using right now. And glamour magic as well, because when you're expressing yourself boldly, when you are looking and being resourceful, when you're being bold and being resourceful, it's almost like you're setting a trap. And I'm not trying to say this in like in a very negative way, like, oh, you need to manipulate people and all that. No, it's not about that. It's just about you being the lighthouse of what it is that you're trying to attract. You want to attract ships to the border, to the harbor, then be a lighthouse. Let people know that they can be there. They can come to that space. So it's the same way when you're doing glamour magic, when you're trying to attract what it is and being bold about what it is that you want, just being very, very direct and pursuing what it is that you need. There's just like this, go for it. Go for it. Do the thing. Don't limit yourself. Don't think that you can't, that you shouldn't, that you shouldn't go for what it is that you want to do, or maybe you're like second thoughts and stuff. Like, this is not the time. This is not the time. It's just like, I feel like you're like in hunting season. Okay, you're just like in hunting season. You just like need to just put your foot down and say, no, this is what I want to do. This is what we're going to do. This is what I want to do, and this is what we're going to do. Okay, and that's that. Just say it boldly. That's it, and that's it, and that's it. Why? Because it's what you want. Okay. Make sure you use your resources. Make sure you use your circle of friends. Make sure you speak about the things that you're trying to do. Be very bold about it, and speak of it as if it's already yours. Oh, I'm getting a promotion for the next 3 months. I'm working on it right now, and it's coming. just be bold. Be very bold about it. That's the way that this reading is coming out. Like very like boom, boom, like chicka pow. Okay. So that is your message, my love. So I'm going to do whatchamacallit. Wait. Gabriella. Okay. Gabriella. And then we're going to do Desire and then Jaguar. And then that's going to be the last one for the night. Okay. Because we've been here for 2 hours, y'all. But we definitely would do these more often. Okay. Enchanted map. Gabriella, should you leave her job of 5 years? Okay. So we got 2 cards. We got Peaks of Joy and Intention. Okay. So I'm going to read the book and then we're going to break it down. Peaks of Joy. There we go. Boom. Peaks of Joy. Your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others. Joy is yours today. No matter what your inquiry, you will be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement, and you worked hard for it. You're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your heart and remember to share your happiness. Joy is contagious. Okay? And then we have intention. Okay. Intention. Deliberate, clear intentions have the power to change the world. Your objectives will be filled at this time. Inspire intentions are like magic arrows. Shoot into the sky. The universe is bringing you a gift, showing you what you're hitting your mark. Recognize that you're not the only one who has to do all of the work. However, others help you to co-create reality. You connect with the power of your intention, sending it out into the field, then allowing the synchronicity to work its magic. Perhaps the good intentions of others will inspire you to send out beautiful ones of your own. Own the life that you want to lead and live deliberately with clarity and detachment. Okay? First of all, I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. 1, are you happy? Are you happy at this job? Because if you are not in your peak of joy, then you have the answer to your question. Okay? The second thing about it is intention. Because intention is the key. Intention is the absolute key right now. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do? What is your expectations of this job? Have you been wanting a promotion? Have you been wanting to train? Have you been wanting to just do something different? Have you been craving something different than what you have been experiencing? Because the thing about it is that whether or not you have been spiritually setting intentions, the second that you're at a job and you're doing it all over and over and over and over again, and then you're just like, you have that moment where you're like, I wish I was doing something else, or I wish I had more money, or I wish whatever it is, the second you start making that mindset of like, I wish I could leave, I want to go home, I don't want to be here, those are intentions too. Those moments are intentions. You just don't realize it. But like everybody says, words are spells. So the second that you're having these thoughts of like, the fact that you even asking me that question says a lot. That means that you are questioning it. That means that you yourself don't feel certain that you should be there. Therefore, your intention has been shifting. Okay? And so the question that Spirit wants you to answer is, okay, are you at your peaks of joy? Are you happy? Are you content? Are you in a good place? Are you mentally in a good place? It doesn't make you exhausting. Do you feel passionate about what you do? Do you love what you do? There's like layers. There's layers, but the answer comes through with, are you in your peak of joy? Are you feeling good? Do you feel like your 5 years in this place has been worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Intention. What do you intend to do with any discomfort that you have from your job, what do you intend to do? What is your intention? What do you want to see change? How do you want to grow? What do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years? How do you want to live? And is that job a part of that? Is that something that you see yourself in? Or do you feel stuck? The question lies in your own happiness. The answer lies in your own happiness. That's really what it comes down to. It lies into your own happiness. If you don't feel happy, no, then you should leave. If you feel happy, if you feel joy, if you feel purposeful, then you don't have to. But understand that you are caught in a web of this intention. You are actively creating your movements through this initiating with this mindset. You are creating a new reality for yourself as you pursue the answer to that question. Are you happy at this job that you've been at for 5 years? You are pursuing that answer. And the second you start to realize and accept certain things about the situation, because it might not be fun to do that, but necessary, that's when we get the intention, and that's when you get pushed into setting intention for something else to come in. That is the answer to your question. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you got all the messages that you needed. Much love. I am going to do, I'm going to do Drea and then Jaguar, and then we're going to wrap up for the night, y'all, because we've been here for 2 hours, okay? We've been here for 2 hours. Okay, so can I get the Okana, the black one, please? General. Okay. Y'all really be trying to do shadow work today. Y'all really be trying to do shadow work today with this deck. But okay. Oh, hold on. No, because I didn't ask yet. What does Drea need to know? What does Drea need to know? What does Drea need to know? What does Drea need to know right now? Okay. Drea said, I want multiple cards because I want to know all of the spirituality. So that's what it is. Okay. There's a lot. I hope you're ready because we're about to go in. Oh, the first one is Ashe. Okay. The world was created by one. Okay. Shadow element, not using one's true power and relying on others to make decisions for you. Ashe is a Yoruba concept not easily translated to English, but in a base form, it means the divine power, energy, and force presented in all beings to produce the change that they seek. This card is present in the reading as a suggestion that you may be going through a period in which you don't believe in your personal power, and instead you're relying on decisions of others, parentheses, spirits, friends, etc., to make grand decisions for you and express how much you are capable of doing. It is important to you. For you to make a mental note of why you may be feeling like you lack the divinity to create the opportunities or the outcomes you want for yourself without external input. Why do you feel not comfortable taking the initiative to create your world without looking for permission? And if it's of goodwill, utilizing your talents and makes you happy, why are you allowing others to live your life for you and planning your power? Woo! Y'all, now I gotta find Wicked. Hold on. Wicked should be in spirit. Yep. Okay. Wicked. So that was number 1. Then we have Wicked. One who sows the seeds of hatred will see their children harvest their fruit. Shadow element, having absolutely no balance between the dark and light and not striving to. Hot damn. Where this good, there is a drop of bad. And where there is bad, there's a drop of good. You cannot have the light without the dark and vice versa, because you need both for divine balance between positive and negative energy. This card suggests that you are out of sync with the importance of maintaining balance between the two in favor of picking one side. Of course, you don't want to deal with only the darkness because it can reap unsavory consequences, but only dealing with the light can leave with the inexperienced, unprepared to protect themselves in the event that it is necessary. This card, more than anything, is a call to action to assess why you have made the spiritual decisions that you have made and how have they have panned out for you this far. Do not mistake total balance 24/7. It is not realistic process for most, but where there are many cases to sway away or the other. However, trying to maintain a semblance of it is key. Balance is key. Then we have Flare. Y'all, this deck, Flare. When the lightning flashes, it touches sky and earth. Shadow element, experiencing emotional outbursts and perhaps even taking things out on others. An integral part of emotional maturity is being able to acknowledge that what we feel and express ourselves in an appropriate way. Excusing ourselves to be alone or be our most trusted friends to express ourselves in a safe way is vastly underused, which is why compartmentalizing stress, frustration, and anger seem to be nearly impossible in the moment. This card is in acknowledging that you or someone you know may struggle with expressing intense emotions in a way that is fair to you, or them, but also fair to those around who are either happy to give the space that is required or who want to be their confident. Flare is as in tempered flare is suggesting that there is also maybe a struggle with taking said intense emotions out on people and failing to realize that others are not responsible for the way you feel in the same route. Trying to bring others down when you feel down is not only unfair to them, but it's unfair to the interpersonal relationships health in the long run. Okay, and the last card that you are getting is Toil. Let me find that card real quick, because damn, it's dead. Toil is an earth. 1 second. Toil. Toil. He who aims too much gets very little. Shadow element. Struggling with feeling overworked, but feeling guilty when rest is needed and acted upon. There exist many books, articles, and videos showing us how to take a guilt-free rest. Why does the idea of giving yourself a break make you feel guilty? Why does the idea exist that unless you're toiling and soiling 24/7, that you're otherwise wasting your precious non-refundable time in your life by taking a mental health day to regroup, and realign? We oftentimes need outside validation to tell us, yes, it's okay. Burnout is a documented concept. Give it a break. Before we take a step back and be still. This card suggests that you're struggling with this balance, never allowing yourself time to live your life outside of work or family obligations, and belittling your needs for a day off. Being a hard worker is all well and good. However, one of the main draws to being efficient is being able to step away and appreciate the process made, acknowledging the future and disconnecting in order to recharge and come back to tackle the remaining objectives. Hot damn. That was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot, my love. That was a lot. First of all, there's a lot going on when it comes to harmony and balance that you personally definitely need to be working on right now. Because whenever I see the the card come up like this, it's definitely signifying that there is a displacement of power. Like you're not using your own power correctly, but not only like in a spiritual sense, but also in a physical sense, which is why you're getting the flare. And why there's almost like this lashing out energy that's coming up as well. There's like different layers of balance and a mirroring effect that is also happening within your energy and within what you're doing. It's like being stuck in a cycle, but also being pissed off at the cycle, but then also lashing out because you're in that cycle, not only to yourself and your needs, but to others as well. So there's like a projection thing happening. And because the energy is misplaced, your power is not in the right place. Your power is not being used correctly to the point where you're having issues with harmony. You're having issues with balance. You're having issues with keeping yourself at peace. And you're having issues with your self-care routine as well. There's like these layers of projection, whether you're going through pain and you're putting it on other people or lashing out at other people because you're like going through it yourself and you're trying to remain strong. You're trying to keep your ego in this state where you're just like, I'm trying to be strong for myself. I'm trying to, you know, keep it together. I'm trying to just, but then there can be a really made up self sense of ego work and like uplifting yourself that can seem like you're uplifting yourself, but can literally be like you're actually just projecting your own like problems onto different situations, not only to like people, but also situations that you're in, whether it be your job, whether it be your family, whether it be like your responsibilities, projecting your lack of control, your lack of balance, your lack of harmony, and addressing and looking at everything as a problem, as an issue, and then what at the same time trying to uplift yourself and maintain control, but then not having the harmony to have that control because the issues keep it's almost like in this infinity, like the issues keep being infinite. They don't resolve themselves. There's never no peace. It's almost kind of like watching a soap opera, and every episode something gotta go bad. There can never be a damn good nothing good. Not it can't be good for one episode. Nothing can be chill for one episode. Something always gotta go bad. It has to be dramatic. It has to something has to be down. Something has to happen. It's almost like living your life in that way where you're not at peace, but you're just reacting to your circumstances. And because your circumstances are not easy to go through because they're complex and complicated, you end up parts of you, parts of your power, parts of your abilities, parts of your manifestations, parts of your growth tend to get trapped into these circumstances where you're almost like on autopilot reacting to a lot of these things. It can be very numbing to do that, especially when you're in a state of disharmony with your own spirit, with your own body, with your own mind, with your own emotions. And it seems like that's what you need to do right now. You need to get back into harmony. You need to get back into harmony, and you need to figure out what is the best way for you to do that right now. What does your self-care look like? Okay. What does your self-care routine look like? It's not always going to look like the same way that other people, some people's self-care routine might be taking a whole spiritual bath. Your self-care routine might be going to the Dollar Tree, buying a bunch of plates, and then throwing it at a wall at like 12 o'clock at night and taking out the anger or whatever. Who knows with your self-care routine, like what you personally need to do right now. But you need to analyze that because that imbalance is affecting your power. It's affecting your abilities to the point that if right now you were working on, you know, any type of spell or even an offering for spirit or anything like that, it's almost like half-assed. It's half-assed because your power is not completely there. Your intention, your emotion, your heart, your abilities are not completely there. It's almost there's a displacement. You're scattered. You're scattered all over the place, but you are trying to hold yourself up as you are strong, that you're okay. But you're not. You're not. There are layers. You're in a state of disharmony. There's only so much that you can run on your energy when your tank is not in full, when you're literally been running on red in the car for quite a while, but you're still running on it because you're like, no, it can make it. It can make it. It can make. That's literally what you're doing right now. You're telling yourself you're driving the car on the red. You know you need gas, but you're on red, and you're telling yourself you can make it anyway. You'll be driving for miles. You're gonna make it anyway. Why? Because you're pushing it. You're pushing it. It's projecting power that you don't have. It's projecting energy that you don't have right now. So right now, it's a time for you to pause. It's time for you to reflect. It's time for you to dive in deeper into Virgo season and focus on your healing because you need to recuperate your energies. You need to really come back to your self-love routine and really reground yourself, recenter yourself, and seek that harmony. Especially when we start moving to Libra season, it's going to be a mental thing. It's going to be with your mind. A lot of this is with your mind already, but trust and believe your mind is going to be one of those things that you're going to have to sort because you are running on autopilot to an extreme, and it's causing you to lose yourself and have your power be like displaced, have your energy be displaced. You're not like in a state of grounding as you should be. So that is your reading, my love. I hope that makes sense. Who has the next question? Ooh, sorry, I keep moving that too. Who has the next question? Jaguar, Okay, so Jaguar Bruja said today is my abuela's birthday anniversary. I want to know what spirit is preparing for me. Ooh, did you pick a deck? Just wanted to make sure. Did you didn't pick a deck? You want me to pick for you? Let me know if you want me to pick for you. Let me know if you want me to pick for you. For Jaguar, let me know. So that way I can pick for you. But if not, I will be pulling for your question. I'm going to give you like 15 seconds. Let me see. But thank you to everybody on TikTok who asked their questions. It was so much fun reading through y'all. This is going to be the last question, and then we're going to wrap up for the day. I can't believe we've been in here for 2 hours, y'all. I think this is like one of the longest lives I've ever done. And I still have energies. What? We still alive. I'm going to cook after this, though. I'm making pasta, y'all. Because Babe's about to come home, and Babe got to eat. But I'm making pasta, y'all. So, stay tuned for that. Okay. Any deck you choose. Okay. So, question. What is Spirit preparing? Hold on. Okay. Nature Speak Oracle said they want to answer this one, so we're going to do that one. Jaguar Bruja. What is Spirit preparing Jaguar Bruja for? What is Spirit? Whoop. There we go. Hold on. Okay. We got one. What is Spirit preparing Jaguar Bruja? What is Spirit preparing Jaguar Bruja for? Hold on. What is Spirit preparing Jaguar Bruja for? Hold on. Okay. We're going to take those three. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So the first one is be strong but gentle. Okay. Be strong but gentle. The next two go hand in hand. Is veils parting and hidden realms open. Okay. So the first one, be strong but gentle. I feel like you're going through a phase where you're going to be doing a lot of spiritual work. Um, and this would be a really good time for you to focus on anything that you might want to learn spiritually, like a new modality or something like that you want to personally learn. Um, because it seems like you're being given access to more spiritually. It's almost like you're going through a spiritual elevation, and a spiritual like an initiation where you are being given access to a different way, to a different understanding, to a different learning. Um, so that way that you can have access and you can know how to access it for what you need to do in the future. It's not just about like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna get Reiki, I'm gonna become certified in Reiki, or I'm gonna learn how to read the Tantric records, or whatever it is. It's like you're gonna need to do this for what's coming up in the future. It's like you're being set up right now for what's coming up in the future. Like this is like one of those synchronicity, divine timings kind of moment where what you are going through now, what you're learning now, what you are calibrating to now, you're going to need to know for the future. So it's not for nothing, and it's ultimately to elevate your growth and your spirit in the long run. But this is one of those times where it's like you have to really be grounded, and you have to keep yourself very centered during this time, but at the same time be very, very gentle. Now, there's a way to address this, especially when you have these type of cards coming in, when spirit is like, no, we're going to give you a little bit of an opening. We're going to give you that opening. We want you to be able to access. We want you to be able to go into this. When you have that energy coming up like that, and you're getting be strong but gentle, this literally reminds me of what I do like every single day when I'm doing like my morning kind of ritual routine. Especially when I know, like if I know I'm going to be with other people during that time. So I have guards up, okay? Some people call them wards, whatever it is. I have guards up as far as protective shields, because I can be, I what I would like to call obnoxiously intuitive. So if I'm hanging out with other people, or like, friends or family members and stuff like that, spirit will use me to give messages to other people, but like I don't always consent to that, because it's not always like I know it's like a duty of mine as well, but it's like it's not always a kind of fun thing to do depending on what's going on in the situation, to walk up to someone or to be at the club and be like, hey, just so you know, Spirit wanted me to tell you this. Like, just to do that, sometimes I can be a little bit, like, I might personally not be consenting to that today. So I have like the I put shields up so for that, because sometimes, like, even for my friends, like, if I don't have those shields up, Spirit will wake me up at certain times of the night to give some of my friends messages and stuff. It can be very, very intrusive. So I like to set boundaries. For you, it's one of those things that it's kind of like setting, like, being strong and being open at the same time, being open. So it's kind of like the moment where I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go see my friends, but I'm gonna be open. Okay, Spirit, you have something to say for somebody, okay, I'll do it today. I will be in that space, and I'm open to be the messenger for that day or whatnot. That's like the energy that this is giving me. There's like this, like, be strong, like, be grounded, know what you want, know who you are, sit on that, but at the same time, be very gentle. Allow yourself to be in the nuance, be in the sensitivity, and know what it is that, what it is that the room requires of you. What it is that, like, when you think about, like, your rising sign, how other people see you, you have to also think about what you bring to the table when you're walking into these spaces. What are you bringing? Who are you as a persona, as an individual, bringing to that room? What are you adding to the conversation? What are you adding? Okay. And so if you know that you're the person that can be very sensitive spiritually that way, and that, you can be in this, like, in the realms like this, then that means that you have to be aware about your sensitivity to other people during that time. You can't just kind of, like, fully open up if that's not what you need that day. If you need to be like, you know what, I need to just protect my energies, conserve my energies for today, maybe another day I'll do this. And then sometimes you got to be like, okay, I got a lot of energy today. I'm feeling strong. Let me be a little bit gentle. Let me be a little bit sensitive. Let me tap in. Let me just allow what comes to come. I'm not going to force anything. I'm just going to, Spirit, do you. Let me know. I'm here. It's giving me that vibe where it's kind of like you need to be strong, but you also need to be gentle. You need to be sensitive to the energies, the messages, the guidance, because there's going to be a lot that's coming up for you within the next month, 2 months. And you're going to be doing a lot of spiritual work. And in order for you to navigate through that, you need to be strong. You need to be very, very grounded, but you also need to be gentle and sensitive and nuanced so you can understand the messages. Because Spirit is not always, like, very, like, yes, no, this, that, on a Sunday, blah, blah, blah. Like, you have to put together a lot of the things that they say, right? You have to put it together, and a lot of the time they will bring in the understanding by you understanding the bird that flew into your window, by you understanding the way that it's raining, the way that the thunder hit, like at the moment that it hit when you were thinking about something. Like, you have to tap into the sensitivity, the nuances, in order to understand what the messages are coming through while the realms are opening for you. Okay, it's not just about being, like, stern and strong and very, like, it's not about that. So you have to make sure that during this time you are conscious about what you are open and ready to receive and what you're not open and ready to receive. Because if your energies are a little bit low and you're, like, a little bit tired, be like, okay, Spirit, thank you, please protect me today, but I'm not too ready for outside energetic influence. And if that day you wake up feeling good and strong, be like, okay, Spirit, I would like that guidance to know how to what's the next, what do I need to do, how do I address this, go in and answer those questions, go in and set the tone, go in and set the environment so that you can then do your thing. But yeah, you're going to be doing a lot, but it's a lot of spiritual work that you're going to be doing. Make sure your energies is good. That's really the key thing. That's the big one. Make sure your energies are in a good place. That was your question, boo. Whatchamacallit? Oh my god, so many comments. Wait, I'm, like, reading the comments. Oh, love it, reading the room, Libra rising, Venusian energy, 1000%. Libra season is gonna be something else. I've been feeling that for quite a minute, but Libra season is gonna be something else. But thank you so much. Thank you everybody for all the questions, all the love. We will be doing this once a week, every week. So we will be here next week. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing our prayer circle, and it's gonna be literally for 20 minutes at 12 p.m. I'm gonna do the live both on TikTok and on YouTube and on Instagram, so that way we can all do the prayer together. But I'm waiting for the Patreon members to vote on the prayer for tomorrow for the week, and then I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay. Also, this weekend, y'all, I will be in a camping trip. So if you don't hear from me past Monday, call somebody. Okay. No, but y'all gonna get a vlog and everything. There's gonna be a whole thing. So there's gonna be videos coming. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, it was lovely being here with y'all. YouTube, give the live a second to upload because we've been here for two something hours. And yeah, I love you guys. Have a good night. Oh, and for those who might want to book a reading with me, my website is in the link in my bio or in the description box. Bye, y'all. Have a good night. Have a good night. Well, have a good night, y'all.